Welcome back to In Case You Missed It Wrestling, where today it's Wednesday. You would say, no, there's no wrestling show on Wednesday. What are you doing? Well, we had the Royal Rumble last Saturday. We're going to talk about it today. So if you haven't gotten a chance to watch the Royal Rumble, you definitely should. I understand it's a long event. It's a long event. And if you want this event to be spoiled so you can kind of skip to the moments you want to see, well then, that's fine with me. But we are going to go over everything that happened at the Royal Rumble. To start off, we will not be rating any of the Royal Rumble matches, mostly because that's just based on my emotion during the match and not real like technical wrestling or how things are going. Plus, they're hour 15, hour 20-minute matches. By the time it ends, I forgot what happened at the beginning. So we're just not going to rate it. This is my favorite event of the year. I look forward to it every single year. Even when I stopped watching or stepped away from WWE, I watched the Rumble every year. And this is the true beginning of Mania season for me. They say that it's the end of Survivor Series is when Mania season starts, but for me, the end of the Rumble is when Mania season really, really kicks off. And this is like the finale of the show that we're watching. And that's how I feel about WrestleMania is that's the finale. That's the end of the season, right? Raw after Mania is the start of a new season. The year clock for WWE starts the night after WrestleMania Night 2. That's just how I view it. I don't know if you view it the same way, but it makes a lot of sense in my head. But I think we'll see a lot of shakeups from this night. The returns were awesome, and a lot of Mania plans potentially. The ticker also at the bottom of the screen for the entire event was awesome, just doing stat lines and who's in and who's been thrown out and how many have been thrown out. It was a lot of fun. This was a really, really good Rumble, and it might be one of the best to ever happen, to be honest with you. The Women's Rumble was super fun, and this is without a doubt the best Women's Royal Rumble event that they have ever had. This one was so good. So we're just going to go through the entrance and how many eliminations they had. I'm not going to tell you who they eliminated because it kind of muddies up the entry list, especially since these people weren't eliminated one after the other. It was pretty late for some of them. Io Sky would come in at number 1 and leave with 1 elimination. Liv Morgan would come in at number 2 and leave with 2 eliminations. Roxanne Perez would enter at 3 and have 1 elimination. Lyra Valkyria would enter at 4 and have 0 eliminations. Chelsea Green would enter at 5 and have 2 eliminations. B-Fab would enter at 6 and have 0 eliminations. Ivy Nile would enter at 7 and have 1 elimination. Zoe Stark would enter at 8 and have 1 elimination. Lash Legend would enter at 9 and have 0 eliminations. Bianca Belair would enter at 10 and have 1 elimination. Shayna Baszler would enter at 11 and have 1 elimination. Bayley would enter at 12 and have 1 elimination. Sonya Deville would enter at 13 and have 1 elimination. Maxine Dupree would enter at 14 and have 1 elimination. Naomi would enter at 15 and have 1 elimination. Jada Parker would enter at 16, have no eliminations. Piper Niven would enter at 17 and have 1 elimination, which is the only one I'm going to spoil because it was Chelsea Green. Crazy. Was an accident, but he did eliminate Chelsea. 18, Natalya had no eliminations. At number 19, we see the debut of Jordan Grace, the former TNA Knockouts champion, which is awesome. She has 1 elimination, and I will be looking forward to future news about Jordan Grace and where she lands. We might know by the time this already comes out, but I'm pre-recording it. She has only made one appearance as an official WWE roster member, so don't know what show she's going to be on or if she's going to be on NXT or Raw or SmackDown. No idea, but I look forward to it. She has a bright future ahead of her, and by this time next year, everyone's going to know who Jordan Grace is, regardless of they're casual or a hardcore wrestling fan. Mi Chin come at number 20. Alexa Bliss makes her return at number 21. Zelina Vega would come in at 22, Candice LeRae at 23, and Stephanie Vakir at 24, all of them without any eliminations. Trish Stratus would make a surprise return at number 25 with one elimination. Raquel Rodriguez was coming 26 with 0 eliminations. Number 27 would be Charlotte Flair with 4 eliminations. Julia would come out at 28 with 1 elimination. Nia Jax would come out at 29 and set a record for eliminations with 9 eliminations. 9 eliminations. Crazy. Insane. 6 of them came at one moment, but half those people got assists anyways. Nikki Bella would make her surprise return at number 30. As we know, the Bella twins left the WWE on somewhat bad terms, so seeing her back is really good. It means that they have made amends. I don't know if she's coming back full time yet, or she's just kind of came back for a Rumble for a one-off just for fun. But I'm happy that they're on good terms and that she is back and can potentially wrestle. We don't know what's going to happen, right? Really, really, really good event. Charlotte Flair would be your Women's Royal Rumble winner this year. The going consensus is that she will face Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania, but she has yet to officially announce that. So we'll have to see how that goes. But I'm looking forward to it. Charlotte Flair returning is big after the injury she had. So I'm glad she's back. Alexa Bliss is an even bigger return because it's been 2 years. It's been 2 full years. There was a lot of questions surrounding her return, whether or not she'll be part of the Wyatt Six or if she's just going to be on her own. We'll have to see. A lot of these things I have no answers for, and that's fine. At the moment of this recording, I don't have any answers, and that's fine. But sometimes it's fine not to have answers in wrestling. Sometimes it's fine to just sit back and enjoy the show and enjoy the story they're telling without having to know literally everything that's happening. I see people online do that constantly. And I'm like, bro, how do you even enjoy the show? How can you enjoy the show? All you do is sit online and get mad when the things you want to happen don't happen. Like, just sit back and enjoy it. Like, you can be mad, sure, but like, it's insane, man. Some of these people just take this stuff way too seriously. And like, I'm trying to make a career out of making YouTube videos on it, and I don't take it as seriously as some of these guys with like 20 followers that are just they're calling for death on. Insane, absolutely insane. After the women's Royal Rumble match, we would move into Motor City Machine Gun versus DIY. This match was not as good as I expected. I'll be honest with you. I really expected a killer match. I expected one of the best tag team matches I've seen in the last year, and it wasn't it. It was like good. Don't get me wrong, it was good. But the match with Los Garza and Pretty Deadly was 10 times better than this the night before. And we'll talk about that more Friday. But after that match, this one was a little disappointing. I'm going to be honest with you. I did enjoy the fact that this wasn't just a one fall match. This was a 2 out of 3 falls, right? But adding the extra stipulation really helps bring a fresh air into some of these matches that kind of can get stale. I think if you face off once and have a really good match and they want to start doing a series and you keep it as a regular match each time, that just gets boring. Throwing in stipulations are fun. And we would see 2 matches tonight with stipulations. There was no regular singles match on this card, which was awesome. It's fun. I like that. I wish they would do that more. But DIY would win with an interference from the Street Profits. It would look like the Street Profits are on their side. The Street Profits would say, "No, sir, not I," and attack them after attacking Motor City Machine Gun. So they are back and they are ready, which just further solidifies the SmackDown tag division is on fire. That is 5 incredible tag teams that are vying for the gold. This is why the SmackDown tag team feels so good. If you watched the NXT episode yesterday, you heard me talk about this a little bit. But there's no true gold chasers in the WWE anymore. The SmackDown tag division is the only place that has true gold chasers anymore. And we're getting exciting matchups. This match might not have been the best, but I still look forward to it. And I still look forward to SmackDown this week to see what happens. What's the fallout of it? So really, it's awesome. The SmackDown tag division is awesome. But I give this match a 78 out of 100, which is a 3.9. Right? It was still a good match. It was still a really good match. But it was disappointing. I expected to give this a 5-star match. I expected to give this 5 stars. I really did. I really, 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 really expected this to just blow my mind, blow me out of the water. But didn't. It was just good. It was average. It was all right. It was fun. Don't get me wrong. It was fun. But it was just, I'd hyped it up way, way higher in my head and was a little disappointed. We would go from that straight into Cody and Kevin Owens. And let me tell you, this match was incredible. They were doing things with ladders I haven't seen people do since Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy were in their 20s and 30s. Just being honest with you. Now, I know Kevin Owens is very familiar with ladders. If you haven't seen his Ring of Honor match with El Generico, aka Sami Zayn, that ladder match is the most incredible ladder match I've ever seen. That is Kevin's best ladder match. This is Cody's best ladder match for sure. But this one easily rivals that Ring of Honor El Generico ladder match for the Ring of Honor Championship. I will be linking that video in the Discord. So if you are in the Discord, I will have it in the matches section. Go watch if you have not seen it. It is well worth your time to go watch it. I seriously believed that Kevin Owens was hurt after this match. Like, I know he's not feeling fresh as a daisy today, but I thought Kevin might have almost died. The additional people from backstage, like the medical staff and everything, checking up on him, and they threw up the X. So that's something that tells you, hey, this guy is done. But the match continued after that. And so throwing fans for a loop like that when they really know what that means, especially in a day now where they have microphones and radios and can talk to each other pretty easy without ever letting people know they're talking to somebody from backstage. People were worried about Kevin. Sami Zayn even came out, didn't even interfere. He just was worried about Kevin. This match was so good on so many different levels. Cody is beginning his full-on Homelander arc. And if you don't know anything about Homelander is a superhero from the movie. Homelander is a superhero from the TV show The Boys on Amazon Prime. And he is a hero to the people, but people who really know him will know he's a villain. And we're kind of starting to see not even an anti-hero out of him. He's becoming evil, but still wants to be the hero. About to get an interesting character shift out of Cody Rhodes, I believe, coming in the next couple of weeks, especially around Mania. He could be losing this title at Mania, which would send him over the edge of where he's at now. Because right now he's teetering. He's kind of feeling it out. He's kind of there. He's just kind of doing it. But yeah, he could be full on Homelander if he loses his championship at WrestleMania. But without further ado, I give this match 100 out of 100. 5 stars. Out of the 2 matches, this one blows the Motor City Machine Guns and DIY match out of the water. This match was incredible. It is worth every second of your time to watch it. And more than likely, I'm going to find this and have it linked in the Discord as well if I can find it. If not, it'll be linked in there soon. If not, by the time this video comes out. The men's rumble was as good as I expected it to be. One of the best of all time, for sure. There were some disappointments, and we'll get to that after we go over the entries. But I think the lineup, the star power, and the moments made this the best rumble I've ever watched. And I've watched them all multiple times. This one is the best, by far. Coming in at number 1 would be Rey Mysterio with no eliminations. Penta would be number 2. They would have a really cool moment at the beginning of the match, but he would get 1 elimination. Chad Gable would come in at 3. Carmelo Hayes would come in at 4. And Santos Escobar at number 5 with no eliminations. Otis would come in at number 6 and have 1 elimination after his elimination. Braun Breaker would come in at 7 and have 3 eliminations. ICYMI would come out at number 8, which, if you don't know, he is a streamer and YouTuber. Really taking the world by storm. Crazy history, crazy guy. Should look him up. I don't watch a lot of his streams, but I do keep up with what he's doing because he's always doing something crazy. Always doing something that seems fun. So, ICYMI, he was streaming at the Royal Rumble as well. They came backstage and grabbed him in place of Akira Tozawa after Carmelo Hayes knocked him out. He would have 1 elimination. Sheamus would come out at 9. Jimmy Uso would come out at 10. And Andrade would come out at 11, all with 0 eliminations. Jacob Fatu will come out and change the landscape at number 12 and have 4 eliminations. Ludwig Kaiser would come out at 13. The Miz would come out at 14. And TNA champion Joe Hendry, which got a massive pop, would come out at number 15, all with 0 eliminations. Roman Reigns would come out at number 16, and he would have 4 eliminations as well. Drew McIntyre would come out at 17 and leave with 0 eliminations. Finn Balor would come out at number 18 and have 1 elimination. Shinsuke Nakamura would come out at 19 and have 0 eliminations. Jey Uso would come out at number 20 and have 3 eliminations. AJ Styles would make his triumphant return after injury and after his fake retirement at number 21 and have 1 elimination. Braun Strowman would come out at number 22 and have 1 elimination. And John Cena would make his entrance for his last Royal Rumble at number 23 and would have 3 eliminations. Number 24 would be CM Punk. He would have 2 eliminations. Number 25 would be Seth freaking Rollins. Number 26, Dominic Mysterio. Number 27, Sami Zayn. All would not have any eliminations. Number 28 would be Damian Priest, who would have 2 eliminations. Number 29 would be LA Knight with 1 elimination. And number 30, Logan Paul with 0 eliminations. The number 31 really got me. I really wished he had gotten in early and just gotten out early or whatever. They could have even made him an Iron Man. I don't really care. But him coming out at 30 killed like half the momentum of the match had. Everybody was excited about 30. We all knew Logan Paul was coming, but we chose to forget it because we didn't want Logan Paul there. And then 30 hits and you, hey, yo, and this guy again. Just let down. And if you knew who was guaranteed to be there, you'd know it was Logan Paul. At 29, when LA Knight came out, you know it's Logan Paul. But there's a lot of people that 30 spot could have been that would have elevated this match even higher. And especially if it was like a return or somebody you just hadn't seen in a little while, having Logan Paul in that spot really killed it. I'll be honest with you. It was still the best Royal Rumble I've ever watched, without a doubt. But Logan Paul killed the momentum so fast. Now it picked back up. Don't get me wrong. But the moment his music hit, momentum was dead. I don't understand why they keep bringing him around. Like, I understand with the Prime sponsorship, but it can't be that much, right? Like, it can't be anything the Saudis can't cover. Like, I don't know, man. I just wish they would stop bringing Logan Paul around. I don't know. But Jey Uso would end up being a winner. And I saw a lot of online discourse about this. And people didn't understand why Jey had to win when he had CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, John Cena. All of these guys that could have really used that win. We're talking about Jey Uso, the #1 merch seller. Jey Uso, a place where you can't hear yourself think when he comes out. Jey Uso is the most over men's wrestler in the WWE. And that includes John Cena. He gets the same reaction John Cena gets after coming back week in and week out. Jey Uso is the smartest choice. Jey Uso is going to sell more merch, sell more tickets, put more eyes on the product for the main event of WrestleMania. It makes so much sense. You might not be happy with it, and you might not like Jey Uso, but the people in the arena do. The people that are cheering for him every single week do. And that's what the WWE is listening to. They don't care about us dirt sheets on the internet. They don't care about us, little guys on TikTok or little guys on Twitter talking trash about WWE because Jey Uso won. They don't care about you. They care about the people that are paying to be there and what they like because they'll pay to come back. And they like Jey Uso. And I like Jey Uso. I think it was a good choice. I really do. I think there was a lot of people that would have been really good choices this year, which isn't always the case for Royal Rumble. There was a lot of good people. Like last year, it was Cody or CM Punk. And that was pretty much all you got. This year, we had about 6 viable options. And Jey Uso was one of them. Jey Uso won. So I don't want to hear anybody in my comments saying that it was a bad idea. I've just explained to you why it was a great idea. You can either choose to listen to me or not, but Jey Uso is going to WrestleMania. And he will face off against Gunther. He already announced it. He's going to face Gunther. But this Mania leaves us with a lot of questions and a lot of room for new feuds, old feuds sparking back up, a lot of things. So let's go over the potential things we could see out of this. CM Punk versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns. They had a moment after they'd all gotten eliminated. CM Punk and Seth Rollins hate each other, right? Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins hate each other, right? CM Punk is not friends with Roman Reigns, but he doesn't hate him either. They all got to fight. Seth would end up doing a curb stomp on Roman's head using both of his feet. Like, that's how serious they were getting. We could be seeing them face off at Mania, and if not, Backlash. Like, this is 100% something that's happening in the future, because more than likely all three of them will also be in Elimination Chamber, right? This is something we will be seeing in the future. I don't know how soon. There's also always Roman versus The Rock on the table. You know, Rock hasn't been back since the Raw debut. Hasn't been a lot of talk about the final boss. But as we know from last year, this is always on the table. This is about the time that he came back last year and changed the landscape of WrestleMania. We could be seeing another Rock return to change the landscape of WrestleMania again. I don't know. I don't have any of the answers. I don't. I really don't. I wish I did. I wish I could tell you. But we could be entering an insane fallout from the Royal Rumble just in itself. We haven't even hit Elimination Chamber yet. And Elimination Chamber has its own fallout. We're in for probably one of the best Mania seasons of all time. And it started with an amazing Royal Rumble event on both the men's and the women's side. Another match, KO versus Sammy. They teased it when KO was champion, right? But we could actually see it happen now. There's a chance it could happen, right? As long as Kevin Owens makes it back in time. I don't know how long they're going to keep him on the bench if he's not injured, and if he is injured, how long he's going to be out. But we could be in for the best Mania of all time. Like, last year's Mania was so good. And in my head, it was the Mania of all time, the best Mania of all time. This year, looking on the outside, we could be looking at a Mania to that. Last year will be a flash in the pan compared to what we could have this year. And I'm so excited. But that'll be it for the Royal Rumble coverage. Friday, we will be back with In Case You Missed It Wrestling for Smackdown. But this has been In Case You Missed It Wrestling special event, Royal Rumble. I'm your host, Blackhawk, and I will see you Friday.